What's up, nerds? We're your hosts. I am Chad.
And I am Jake. This is our weekly podcast where we explore the world of nerd from TV, movies, games, comics, news, and books.
We will give you our opinions, theories, and oftentimes spoilers.
We will also have friends and experts as guests on the show to elaborate further on those topics.
But be prepared. We like to have a few drinks, so buckle up.
If you want to support our show, like, share, and subscribe wherever you enjoy your podcasts.
You can also become a premium subscriber over at buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd.
So let's get into it. This is the All Things Nerd podcast.
Nerd. Welcome, nerds, to the All Things Nerd podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. Jake, I hope that you had a good week. With that, let's jump right into our first topic. But first, cheers. Yum.
All right, we are going to talk about Invincible, the season 2 finale. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, obviously check back in with us. We want to hear what you have to think about it. But we're going to tell you what we thought about it. So that's enough time. If you're still here and you haven't seen it, it's your own fault. So, fucking hell, dude. It's bloody. It's fun. There is some multiversal elements to it. Heavy multiversal elements to it. And we will break those down. But yeah, I mean, god damn it. I'm really upset that this is season finale already. I feel like it went by so fast. Even though they made us wait, like...
It's because they split the season, you know?
Yeah,
so
motherfuckers.
we only got 4 episodes at a time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we had to wait 2 years, and then we get it for a
gave
month.
Us 4 episodes, yeah.
And then they made us wait 4 or 5 more months, and then they're like, okay, here's the rest. And you're like, yeah, oh.
Yeah. But yeah. And then we joked, we talked about how they joked about it last week. With the, like...
animation styles.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. But so it's kind of like, fuck you, fans. This is why...
Yeah.
This is why it's taking so long. It's not our fault.
Because... But you were even saying last week, and now I also want to go back and rewatch all of season 1 and then compare it to season 2 to see how many of those like animation tricks are used, both in season 1 and in season 2. Like,
yeah, for
comparatively.
Sure. But yeah, season finale was strong. We know the cliffhanger the episode before was Angstrom Levy. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So did I say his last name right? Is it Levy or Levy? Angstrom Levy has Mark's mom and younger brother hostage, and that's where it left off. So this episode picks right up right there.
It started with something else. I'm trying to it's like a not super important scene. And then it shows like a different dude like out for a jog. And I was like, oh my god, are they going to play out an entire episode and not give us this final showdown and let that be the fucking... That's not the case.
No.
For anyone that's wondering, it's not. But because we joked about it even both on camera and off camera last week of what if they like make a filler episode.
Just completely... divert everything to something else.
Exactly.
And then give us like the cliffhanger being that.
Yeah, because it opens with, I think it's Omni-Man, like fighting in the prison as a way of like make sure he's back up to strength and whatever. Yeah. And I was like, no.
Yeah. But
yeah.
They don't do that. We get like almost the full episode is Mark and Angstrom fighting each other, kind of fighting each other. Really, they don't fight until the end. But really, it's just Mark trying to fight him and then getting yeeted into different universes.
which was very fun.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's break down some of the
the
multiverses.
Yeah, I mean, the first one that he gets sent to, was it the first one or was it the second one?
It was the first one because that's how it is in the comics. Is
Yeah,
you're talking about the Keaton one, right?
yeah,
Yeah, that's the first one.
not Michael Keaton as Batman, but we'll get to that one in a second.
We'll get
Yeah,
to that. Who is a Batman?
yeah, he's thrown into a Spider-Man esque. In the comics, it's actually Spider-Man. They talk about the Avengers, Tony Stark, all that stuff.
You know that this is just Sony being a bitch about it
Yeah,
and
because
not
why
letting
would
them use it.
Marvel not let them use it when Marvel let them use it in the comics? You know,
Yeah.
it's 100% Sony being like, no, you can't have Spider-Man animation. That's
Like
our
for
thing.
fucking 15 seconds, like quit being a bitch.
Yeah,
Quit being a bitch. Why are
yeah.
you being a bitch?
Don't be a bitch. Don't
That's what the fans want. Why would you? That's more hype for Spider-Man.
don't
That's
be a
helping
bitch.
both sides out.
Don't
Like,
be a
why
bitch.
would you? Ugh,
Yeah.
whatever.
But so we get Agent Spider, but it is voiced by Josh Keaton, who voiced Spider-Man in a handful of
Yeah.
animated projects.
It gives off the vibe of Spider Monkey in No Way Home. No, yeah, no, Far From Home. Sorry,
Oh yeah,
Spider. Yeah,
yeah,
Agent Spider, and
yeah,
it's like, is that Spider-Man? No, that's Spider Monkey. He's the British version of
yeah.
Spider-Man.
I read
Yeah,
about him online.
yeah,
We
it
got
was
we got the Kirkland brand Spider-Man.
yeah. Ugh, it was whatever. I'm glad that Josh Keaton voiced it, but I bummed that they didn't actually give us Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but 100%, and still funny. Like
yeah.
Invincible being like, "Are you sure you're not the bad guy? You've got glowing red eyes. That's menacing." And he's like, "No, see." And then Professor Octopus, not Doctor, he probably has a doctorate. Um, attack. It is still funny. You still get the sarcasm and wit
Yeah.
of Josh Keaton voicing Spider-Man. They just couldn't
We also
say.
get a we also get a Batman-esque reference. It is a bat they can't actually say Batman. Um, but you see Batman's cape
Again,
kind of
like it had to have been like
yeah,
negotiations or not wanting to pay for the
right.
licensing,
Yeah.
or let's be honest, James Gunn being like, "Nah, fam."
Well, again, why? Why? Share it for the fans. We're the
Yeah,
ones that are
because
fucking bankrolling you motherfuckers. You know
in
what I
the
mean? Like,
comics,
yeah.
another scene directly pulled from the comics with Invincible, but you actually see, like the claws on Batman's
Yeah.
hands, and it's a longer
Yeah.
conversation. But he's like, "So you're a
Yeah.
man that
You
dresses
just
like a
see
bat?"
his cape kind of flapping in the wind, and then Invincible's like, "But so you dress up like a bat, and you're a man. It just seems kind of lazy, the name, you know."
Yeah,
Like, and that's the scene we get. Yeah,
but pulled directly from the comics, still just
yeah.
with less Batman being shown.
You do the next one. There's a
Uh,
couple more, but whatever one you want, I don't care.
there's a Mad Max one.
Yeah. I forgot about that one. So there's three more. Yeah, that I can think of.
Three more. I can only think of one other one, but you watched more of the show than I did.
Oh,
The
go for it.
other Robert Kirkman one of the
Go for
Walking
it.
Dead
Yeah, take
universe.
it.
He gets thrown into a zombie apocalypse.
Dun, 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 dun. Sorry.
It's just it's a cool nod because it's Robert Kirkman, still who
Say the name of the show.
did The Walking Dead.
There
Well,
you go.
but the original graphic novels that the show is based on. But it was just fun, and everyone it was 100% clickbait online of everyone being like, "Oh my God, Rick Grimes shows up in Invincible." No, he doesn't. It's just there's just walkers because you can't call them zombies because they never do.
You really don't know the other one.
I might be forgetting it.
This is fun for me because I'm not a gamer. You're a gamer.
Oh, the Fortnite one.
Fortnite. Yeah. When Mark comes out of one of the portals, he has a Fortnite gun and he hits Angstrom with it. And
Yeah, the dragon scale sniper rifle.
yeah. I was
But
like, dude, you're a gamer. How do you not know
I
this?
have a strong dislike of Fortnite because I'm so bad at it.
I've never fucking played it because it
My,
looks retarded to me.
my cousin,
No offense to any of our, listeners that play it. I've watched my some of my best friends' kids play it, and it's not for me. I love video games, but that's not one I could get
I've
into.
played it a couple of times. What was wild was the first time that I played, I won. Like it was, a solo, every man for himself, complete battle royale, and I won. And I was like, sweet. It's probably because I have a good understanding of games, but I don't
Probably
have a
because you were
very
playing a
high.
bunch of little kids.
Well, that too. But there's so many people that could just kick my ass in that game. But it was the very first time that I played. So like I had no ranking, but like I'm decent at video games. And then my cousin's like, "Oh, sweet. So you've played, cool. Let's let's play." I don't understand the point. I can't move fast enough to swap between the whole like building and fighting
Yeah.
thing. It's wild. I don't get it. But what's crazy is in Fortnite because they brought in like Omni Man, Adam Eve, Invincible, all that as additional skins for like a season of their online play. But the reason that Invincible is there, it's like a cutscene when you get the skin, and it is because Angstrom Levy throws him into that dimension. Like they take that from it, so then they played into it. So now that's canon, I guess.
Yeah.
Which
That's
is
why Mark is there and he doesn't know how long he was there
yeah.
because Angstrom threw him there. Yeah.
And
It's pretty
Angstrom
funny.
even says he's like, I don't know how time passes in these different universes. Um, and then the next time the portal opens, he comes flying out of the portal holding the Fortnite sniper rifle. The
It just fucking pistol whips him with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
fucking
Only
hilarious.
not a pistol, but yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing. Yeah. The writing was super good on this. There was, I mean, this is something that I talked to you about off camera that I wanted to bring up about the black eyes.
yeah.
Yeah. So there's some similarities between Mark, his mom, and Omni-Man. Even in the promo art for the upcoming this season when it was coming out, was like Mark in his invincible costume, like standing, well, fists balled up, and there's a puddle in front of him, and it was Omni-Man as his like shadow, basically, his reflection coming back
Mhm.
at him. And this whole season has been like Mark trying to separate himself from his dad and the Viltrumites and shit like that.
Mhm.
Um, but there's a similar part with Mark's mom in the beginning of the season where she's just kind of like doesn't know what to do with herself and she's just kind of like blindly walking through the city. And it's paralleled with Omni-Man flying through space with nowhere to go and just kind of blindly flying until he finds the what are they called? The Thraxons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and that gives him some purpose. And uh it was very cool. I read this. This isn't my own observation, unfortunately, but that the I wish I knew the TikToker's name so I could credit him in this, but um Mark, his dad, and his mom all have black eyes, and they're all on the left side. This isn't a thing in the comics because where we are in the comics, uh, they show these same scenes where uh his Omni-Man and Alan meet at the end of the episode, and Omni-Man doesn't have a black eye. But in the show, they all have black eyes, and the writers deliberately did this to show that Mark, his mom, and Omni-Man are all still connected in some way. It was
Yeah.
very deliberately done.
I didn't notice the I didn't notice Omni Man's black eye,
Yeah,
but I did notice just watching the episode with Mark and his mom both having, the same eye being like bruised and swollen shut.
yeah.
And that's it's cool because it's changing the source material a little bit while still like foreshadowing that connection, because we don't get to read the the background narration that's going on. The showrunners are definitely paying attention, and they're making changes where it makes sense.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't want it to be a shot for shot.
Also, can I say that Steven Yeun, voice as a voice actor, nailing it. The
Yeah.
emotion that that dude can put through into a cartoon just
Right.
with his voice is fucking crazy. Crazy. Don't get me wrong, I love Steven Yeun. I watched The Walking Dead. I watched Beef. Like I love Steven Yeun. I think he's great. And watching him in Invincible has been great too. But I just wanted to point out that the amount of emotion just through voice acting, like people are like, "Oh, you just talk on a," that's not how it is. Like selling that
We
emotion
just
is
talk on camera, like into a
no, not
microphone.
camera. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, it's into a microphone, but like showing, fucking selling that emotion for a cartoon, just through your voice is insane and fucking mm, Steven Yeun. Yeah,
It This doesn't have anything to do with Stephen Young, but that's something that I love to watch, like behind the scenes, especially for like video games and stuff like that. Especially because I'm a huge fan of Critical Role, but like uh, Laura Bailey, uh, Ashley Johnson, from The Walking Dead, and
yeah.
watching like behind the scene, or not The Walking Dead, sorry, The
I
Last
was
of
like,
Us.
she wasn't on The Walking Dead. The Last of
From The
Us.
Last of Us, watching behind the scenes of them like voicing
Mhm.
their
In the
their
video games,
characters
yeah.
for the video game, and just like when it's supposed to be like a super emotional thing, and watching or hearing the recording engineer be like and cut, and then they like are wiping tears because they like get themselves so into that moment. I think that it's not as appreciated as it needs to be.
I think that I agree with you. Yes, 100 and fucking 100%. 100 with another 100% on top of it.
That's a
Because I
lot.
think the difference is that I think because I'm not an actor or a voice actor, but working a scene with somebody and you're in that element, you're on set and you're working that scene together, I feel like that I don't know. I feel like that would be easier than just being in a room by yourself with a microphone in front of you and having somebody be like, "Okay, here's your lines. I need you to get emotional." And like to be able to like turn that on for yourself and like get in like an emotional headspace with nothing around you influencing you in any way, that's really talented.
And even at the yes, 100%. 100%, to use your
You.
words. In like that alone is incredible. And at the best case scenario is being able to, watch the animation, but you still have to like know that character. You still have to know what they would like you.
Yeah.
It's like almost being a method actor without having to like live as that character. You know, you walk into the booth, they might show it to you a couple of times or read you the script a couple of times, and then it's just boom, and you have to like dive into that. Like you're not living as that character, you're just providing your, like, that's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to sit here with no acting credits listening to somebody else with no acting. That was a joke because we talked about that off camera. But and had we recorded that earlier, that would be funny. Now our listeners are like, these guys are fucking off the hinge. Off the hinge.
But yes, we are.
It's an inside joke that nobody else will get because we're dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I
don't
really
think I could do
applaud voice actors and Steven Yeun, who I don't believe has done any voice acting prior to Invincible, and I could be very wrong about that.
I'll find out
Nails it, and yeah, he gives me. There's so much like energy in his fucking voice performance that it just blows my mind.
Yeah, I mean he's done a few things here and there, but
Voice acting?
yeah, Tuca and Birdie, I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
But Invincible, it seems like, is definitely the biggest one. Doesn't matter. Just being able to, I was just curious, and then I was like, there's a lot of credits.
No,
I'm not going to dive into it.
I just like set.
Oh, I completely missed it. I'm so sorry. Do you want to try it again? Because if I didn't notice it, maybe other people wouldn't have. Ready, set, go.
It's way funny. It's way funnier that you didn't get it, but it's okay. Speaking of art, because I was like, there's so much energy in his voice performance, and I thought you were gonna take it from there, and you didn't. And I was like, god damn it, Chad.
I distracted myself. I'm so sorry. But speaking of energy, first off, go watch Invincible. If you haven't, you're seriously missing out. But if you like the energy, you should check out Ray's energy drinks. I'm so mad at myself. Gonna have to call my mom and tell her that I'm disappointed in myself. It's gonna be a first time conversation that we've ever had. But Ray's energy, it's an energy drink with 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 crash. Lots of great flavors. If you don't like energy drinks, that's totally fine. They have other stuff to choose from, like protein-packed desserts, supplements, and a handful of plant-based options, which we love over here when companies offer that. So listen up, learn how to save 15%. We'll be right back with you for some trivial nerd suit. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Ray's Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with 0 crash. Ray's Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, and powered by their Refresh formula technology, Ray's Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Ray's Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description
to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
All right, friends, it is time for Trivial Nerd Suit. This week's question is for Chad, and it is provided by Marty over at digicattech.com. If you would like to submit a question and try to stump one of us, please reach out to us on Instagram over at All Things Nerd Pod and send Chad a message for a question to stump me, and vice versa if you're trying to stump him. But that being said, are you? Oh, fuck. Are
Yeah.
you ready for the question?
Mm-hmm.
I hope so, because I'm reading it whether you are or not.
No, wait. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, go.
Okay, here we go. What is the title of the science fiction film where a divorced longshoreman and his estranged children face an invasion of extraterrestrial war machines, leading to a desperate struggle for survival as these machines attack major cities around the world? Fuck. Really?
Okay.
Right.
So science fiction long.
You want me to read it again?
Yeah, I think I have my first guess, but
Give me your first guess, and then I'll read it again.
is it War of the Worlds?
Nailed it.
Okay.
Yes.
I was trying to remember.
I literally left the. So Marty, he added another part in there, and I was like, no. And I didn't read it. But the end of that question was.
That's why I was acting confused, because you're like, there's a line in this that gives it away, and I was like, okay.
I mean, the whole thing. I mean, yeah, that was the easy one. I'm really mad about that. Not actually mad, but fuck you. But the end of the question was,
I thought
with
how easy the last one was to me that you still got wrong.
Yeah. It says, with the invaders ultimately succumbing to Earth's microbes. And I was like, I'm not reading that part. It's like, that's going to give it away. But the literally, war and worlds is in the question. And I'm like, it's fucking, the answer is in the question. No. Like, how do I reword this?
Okay, so I when you told me, you're like, it's like right there in the question, and I was so I was like listening for it, right? And then you're like longshoreman also, and I was like, I think this is War of the Worlds, but I don't remember what he did. I just remember he had a Mustang and worked on a dock.
Yeah, no, he was stacking containers.
Yeah, he
longshoreman,
was he like the crane operator. I didn't know that that's what a longshoreman was.
I didn't either.
I thought he was a crane operator.
I could pretend that I knew that, but I didn't.
God, that was a good movie.
That was a great movie. One of
I want to go back. I want to watch the BBC TV show that they
only put out one season. Is there another season out? I watched the first season and I loved it.
Does it not end with?
No, I'm a ridiculous person.
Could say. Okay, ridiculous person. What's up?
I was thinking of The Mist. They made a The Mist TV show, and I only saw the first season of it, and I didn't think that they put out another season. So when you said that, I was like, "There's a TV show. I think I've seen it. Was there only one season?" But I was not even on the same TV show. I'm dumb. I'm a dumb person.
That's totally.
That's a bummer. There's a War of the Worlds TV show.
Yeah, I don't know how far it went.
Do you have it pulled up?
I'm in the process of pulling it up. Oh, okay. So it aired in 2019.
Okay. How many seasons?
I'm getting there. There's 24 episodes. 24.
So that's one or two seasons, maybe.
3 seasons.
3 seasons. War of the Worlds, huh?
Yeah, 8 episodes each. I could have sworn that it was a BBC thing. It was originally aired on Epix.
Okay.
Why are you wagging your finger about me saying BBC? It's because your mind is dirty. BBC is the British broadcast channel. Go fuck yourself.
I know what it is. You pervert.
Yeah, you definitely weren't thinking about big black cocks.
Whoa, I wouldn't have said that. That's racist, bro.
It's another acronym for that. Don't put me in a corner. Nobody puts Chad in the corner. Swayze would be so mad at you right now. He would dance.
There's 3 seasons of that show.
Yeah, I guess each season
On
is
Epix.
8 episodes.
If you times 8 by 3, it's 24. Did you know that?
Yeah.
No, I'm laughing at myself because I was like, it's got to be either 1 season because like if you watch like Supernatural or Smallville, like a they're
15
like
to
20 something episodes
yeah.
per season. But if you break it up into 2, you have
15.
16 episodes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that wouldn't work. 2. So yeah, 3 is obviously the logical choice.
One of the
So I was
main
poking fun at myself,
actresses
not
in that
at you.
is Daisy Edgar Jones, who is also in Under the Banner of Heaven.
Oh, yeah, she
was Brenda. She was
she's also in Fresh with
yeah.
what's his face? The
Sebastian?
Winter Soldier guy.
Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian. Yeah. Where the crawdads fucking lay or some shit like that. She's in that one too. She's in the upcoming Twister
Where
movie.
the crawdads sing.
Yeah, whatever. They do
Yeah.
whatever.
And Twisters.
Yeah, the upcoming
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Awesome.
Good for her.
I'm going to check that out. I wonder where you can stream it now, because...
Which one? The crawdads?
no. War of the Worlds.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I know that, like, so in, I guess I've seen 2 War of the Worlds. I saw the original with, Howell. Fuck, what's his name? He was Ponyboy in The Outsiders.
that's
damn it.
wild, because
He was
Tom
the
Cruise was also in The Outsiders.
Yeah, and so Tom Cruise was the predecessor after that. It's like C something Howell. What is it? Your fingers are faster than mine. On the keyboard. Don't be weird about it.
You're the one making it weird.
I am making it weird.
Let's go The Outsiders.
C. Thomas Howell. That's gotta be it.
C. Thomas Howell, yeah.
Yeah.
Ponyboy. Yeah.
Fuck. I beat the computer. Yay, people. But yeah, I remember that one, and then I saw the Tom Cruise one, which is great too. And they literally just like the aliens just like fry people or fry the earth and then consume their essence after they spray it all over the planet, which is what I like to do with Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. I like to
wondering where that was going.
I like to spray it on everything and then consume it. And that is our sponsor number
True.
2 spot.
You have a little spray bottle for it.
That would be amazing. Oh my god, I gotta reach out to Craig. You can borrow it, bud, but I want royalties.
Good afternoon, Sharks. I'm here to talk about this great attachment for any hot sauce. Sorry.
Sponsor number 2 is Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. It's a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes on practically anything. Listen up, we'll tell you more about it.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today. All right, nerds. There's been quite a bit of nerd news that we want to talk about, and we want to dive into a handful of these topics. First off, Julia Garner has been cast as the Silver Surfer for the Fantastic Four film. Before anyone gets into a hissy fit, they want to speak to managers, whatever. She's not playing a female version of Norrin.
She's playing an actual version of the Silver Surfer,
who is female. Shala Ball. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's how when you read it, because we've never had a live action female Silver Surfer.
No.
So Shala Ball.
Don't know who Julia Garner is. She plays. Oh fuck! I forget her name. She's in Ozarks, the little feisty blonde from Ozarks. That's her. And a lot of people are losing their shit about this. I personally, Chad and I have talked about this off screen, and we think you're being kind of a bitch about it. There is
Ruth
Langmore.
Ozark.
She's a fantastic Ruth. Yes, yeah, that's her name in Ozarks. She's a fantastic actress. If you haven't seen Ozarks, then your opinion is none, because
or Inventing Anna.
Yeah, she's fantastic in everything she's been in so far. Thus far, so I think she's gonna kill it. We also, this doesn't mean, and this is just fucking stroking your little egos. That doesn't mean that there is no Norrin coming. Okay, we know that everything right now is very multiversal, with Deadpool, Wolverine, with the Loki series, with the Avengers, Secret Wars. Like, everything's very multiversal. So
I mean, the Fantastic Four film. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Is supposed to take place. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, is supposed to take place in like the 1960s of a different universe.
Which is, how is that going to merge into present time? Maybe like a Captain America situation, because the Fantastic Four are coming to present time. They're just, this movie isn't going to be in present time. They even hinted at it in Doctor Strange 2, when he meets the Illuminati, and he's like, when Krasinski's character comes on screen, and he goes, "Richards, didn't you guys chart in the 60s?" Meaning that they launched into space in the 60s. So this movie will take place in the 60s, but then become relevant to real time.
I mean, in Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, there was a music group called the Fantastic Four that did hit the charts in the 60s. So, like, it's...
He didn't say you hit the charts. He said, didn't you guys chart in the 60s?
So it could be like a double meaning leading into this, but there was a Fantastic Four that charted in the 60s.
No, because they also made reference in WandaVision, too, about the Fantastic Four. We talked about it on this podcast. That was like a year and a half ago, or however the fuck long ago that was. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
But they made a reference to the Fantastic Four as early as WandaVision, which was the first MCU Disney Plus TV show to hit, and they made a Fantastic Four reference all the way back then. And now they're leaning heavier and heavier into it as we go forward. And now obviously we have the cast and blah 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 blah. But yeah, so I don't think it was like a play on words in Multiverse of Madness. It
I
was
think
definitely
I think it was both because in the first Doctor Strange, he like his music knowledge, in that first like surgery scene, I think it allowed for like a both and situation.
maybe like before they had anything, they were like, "Hey, let's make a reference, but we don't know where we're going yet." And
Yeah.
now that they have a direction, they're like, "Yeah, that's what we meant."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
Like a yes and at an improv class. You
yeah.
just keep going.
But anyways, yeah, female Silver Surfer. I'm here for it. Now we just have to figure out, is it going to be a totally CGI character? Is it going to be not?
Like
How do
motion
you?
capture,
Yeah,
or like Josh Brolin
yeah,
uh,
motion
as
capture rather
as
than CGI.
as
But
Thanos, where it's still the face, but then everything else. That's probably what it will be.
I assume so.
Also,
Uh,
because
yeah,
you pointed it out to me, in the comics with the female Silver Surfer, you know, she's taller.
smart.
Yeah.
She's very voluptuous, and I don't mean that. I'm not body shaming anybody. I think Julia Garner is very attractive. I'm not, but she's like 5'2",
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
and
She's
very
shorter,
very skinny and
petite.
small. And that you don't have to accompany those tropes. You don't have to be like, oh, she's got big boobs and a big ass and blah blah blah. So you don't have to be like, oh, this girl's gonna play her, but we're gonna CGI her with all this stuff and just use her voice. I'm not saying that. I'm just curious if they're going to CGI the comic accurate version of Silver Surfer, or if they're going to, like you said, motion capture
And
and just let
adapt
Julia
to
Garner
who
be
she is.
herself,
Yeah.
but silver. You know,
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying. Nobody gives a shit over here on our podcast what that looks like. We just want good content. That's all we care about.
Yeah.
So,
And with her acting chops, it's going to be good.
probably going to be very good. Yeah.
Especially with the
So,
writing team, the rest of the cast. There's high hopes over
yeah.
here.
Uh,
Brendan Urie would be singing if he was invited about these high hopes.
Also, the as one door closes, another one opens. That's what God says, right? Uh,
One of them.
Invincible is done, unfortunately. But taking that Thursday spot in our weeks and our hearts is the Fallout series. Unfortunately and fortunately, I believe they are just episode. They're dumping all the episodes, so it's not a weekly thing. You should be able to just consume it all when it drops on Thursday,
Which
which
I
is the day
will.
after this podcast drops.
Yeah, I will definitely consume all those episodes. Just nom 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 nom.
And we will be nom nom nomming those episodes on this podcast.
What a weird way to phrase that, bud.
You started it. Yeah, but you said it.
We
Um,
based on the season and how the show goes, we might split it up
yeah.
because we don't know the length of the episodes. We don't know how much information, how much action, how much story happens per episode.
We also have a ton of content to cover this month, and it's really hard to find. Like there was a movie Monkey Man released this week, and we were not able to see it. We want to see it, we will see it, and we will talk about it.
Yeah,
But there's so much shit going on right now in the month of April that we're like, oh fuck.
yeah,
How are we gonna make this work? We both work full-time jobs. We have lives. I have a kid. Like, it's tough. I'm also moving. We bought a house.
yay!
Sorry, not. I'm not in. I'll leave that there. But
Way to
that's
subtle
why
brag.
we haven't been able to.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's why we haven't been able to do as much as we would very much like to. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're episode dumping
Yeah.
all of the episodes on Thursday, as far as I am aware, and that's really cool. So,
Yeah, and to take a little bit of a step back, because Invincible did just end, but we know that they're working on season 3. It's pretty much done.
the voicing is done.
The
I think
voicing
they're
is
still working
done,
on the animating, but yeah.
animating, matching words to mouths, things like that. One thing that it was quiet. It just happened. They didn't want to bring controversy to it. But good on Amazon and the showrunners for doing this. Ezra Miller was replaced in Invincible. I mean, he was they very much were a side character. They voiced Dr. Sinclair.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Dr. Sinclair in the show, the robotics person, maniac, whatever. Ezra Miller was recast and revoiced by, I didn't even pull it up by, but from someone else, and then it seems like Dr. Sinclair in the show might have a few more spots, but it'll be a new voice actor going forward, which good on Amazon for
Yeah.
doing that and recognizing the problem that Ezra Miller created
Is
as themselves.
Is the problem that Ezra Miller is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else did we get this week?
We got our first. I know we talked about this last week or the week before, that they are. It was in our nerd news that they are making a Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein movie with Christian Bale. I don't know who the female lead is as the bride. I know that is a Maggie Gyllenhaal, or Gyllenhaal, as Jake told us that we have to say it. She is the director. Christian Bale is. We didn't know at the time when we mentioned this a couple weeks ago who he was playing. Because what's his name? Oh shit. Moon Knight. Fuck, help me out,
Oscar
bud.
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac is also in this, and we were like, is Christian Bale Frankenstein's monster, or is it Oscar? We did get our first look at this, and it is Christian Bale as Frankenstein's monster. There is a slight annoyance for me with the appearance of this. Looks great. Love Christian Bale. But he's got a bunch of tattoos. And it's like, oh, are we doing a Jared Leto
Joker.
Frankenstein? Like, come on, just let it be Frankenstein's monster. Why with the tattoos? They're doing this with the Crow, the new adaptation of the Crow. He's like all tatted up, has face tattoos and like a whatever that. It's like a mullet, but it's also kind of like a faux hawk, haircut.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. Do what you want with but don't do this. Why? Why are you guys doing this?
Like,
I know it's modern times, but we want the originality of these characters. We don't
don't
fucking
do it
want
for the
you to make them.
Don't do it for the sake of doing it, especially
Yeah.
with the remake of The Crow. I get because it's based in modern times, but the movie is just called The Bride.
Yeah.
But it says in the description that it's based in the 1930s.
Chest tattoos in the 1930s?
Yeah.
Bet.
Exactly. Like yeah.
Is it based? So this is where because I wonder if like there's like a time gap where it's like maybe because maybe it's based in the 1930s where like Frankenstein's monster is um lonely and whatever, and maybe it's like his search for love, and then finds through generations
Could,
the bride of Franken. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Which also that title is weird because if Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein was the creator, then the bride of Frankenstein doesn't make sense because then she would be the bride of the doctor and not the monster. Am I wrong?
No, if you're taking it literally. Yeah.
Anyways, so I wonder if there's like a gap in time. That would explain the tattoos, but it also why with the tattoos? Sorry, Maggie. I think you're brilliant, but why?
Yeah. I mean, I still have high hopes for it. The cast
Oh, I
is
am all in, 110%. I'm here for it. I love. I mean, if any of our listeners have seen my basement out there, it is Dracula, Wolfman, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Frankenstein's monster, the Invisible Man, courtesy of Chad Hilson, uh, Godzilla, King Kong. I love my
Dracula. Yeah.
monster movies, and I've watched all of the originals, like the black and whites. Like I love them, love them, love them. That's why I'm being a little harsh about it, but
Yeah.
I am very hopeful that this is
I'm
going to be
still very
fantastic.
stoked. I'm sure it'll be great. Just from the cast alone
Mm.
and Maggie Gyllenhaal, directing.
Oh, you said it wrong.
Maggie Gyllenhaal. Sorry, was that better?
Much, much.
Uh, it. I'm very very hopeful. I'm not worried. Just when that's the only image that we have so far, it's hard not
It's
to.
super like angsty teen too,
Yeah,
because he's got
running
like a
his.
overcoat on with it like open and his tattoo showing, and he's like holding his hair backwards. It's very like 90s Christian Slater. Like
I was gonna say it was like my senior photos, um, because
you took senior photos.
yeah,
Twat.
I
Twat.
thank you. Definitely did, and it was at the point in time before Minnesota was like, no one under the age of 18 can get tattooed. So like, I had a few tattoos, and I was an emo kid. Of course, I had moody photos. Fuck off. Moving on from that, another dark and brooding thing that we're very excited about is Daredevil Born Again has wrapped filming.
The first part, apparently, it's broken into two parts, which is annoying, as we mentioned
Then why
earlier
be
about
like, well,
Invincible.
you're getting
But
18 episodes,
part one, it
but
is,
they're
yeah, it is
separated?
more episodes than normal, so yay. But they are splitting it into two parts.
Then just
So
say
the
you're getting
first,
season one is 9 episodes.
yeah, so
Just do
first
that.
part is done filming, and I will leave you alone to talk about it because
No,
I steamrolled you a little bit.
you're
Sorry.
totally fine. But what's cool is that we have set photos of John Barenthal back as the Punisher, bloody. Just why are you counting? But why? What do you mean?
There's
What do you
so
mean?
many. There's all the people that are coming back,
Yeah,
not just John Bernthal.
yeah, and maybe Flynn Jones.
Flynn Jones.
I don't know.
Oh, the kid who plays
Yeah,
Iron
Iron
Fist.
Fist. Is that not his name?
He won't be back in Daredevil. He's
But he
gonna
might be
make his
coming
return
back.
in
Uh,
Shang-Chi 2.
yeah.
Yeah. Flynn Jones.
What did I say? Floon.
Not something else. Maybe.
Floon.
Maybe you said Flynn and I was like, that's not right.
Floon. Floon Jones.
Wow. We're dumb.
Yeah, clearly.
Um
But, Karen Page, Foggy, all of them are.
Bullseye. is back.
Yeah.
Um, Kingpin is the big bad.
Oh,
You know. Um,
but we knew
but
that
what's
from Echo.
yeah?
But
Is
still, just Vincent D'Onofrio coming back.
D'Onofrio? Yeah, I
Mm.
always forget. Yeah. Yeah. Jessica Jones, Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones is supposed to. Luke Cage is also supposed to be coming back. Like they're bringing all the OGs. I don't know if Luke Cage is going to be in Daredevil. It would make the most sense to me, especially with the way that Defenders ended,
Yeah,
that they would bring those characters back. Um, but yeah, I'm stoked.
I'd be very okay with seeing Mike Coulter come back. Ooh, the question is, are we gonna get Claire back? You know, Rosario Dawson.
I hope so. Her and I think we mentioned this when we like a couple of 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I think oh, and I forget her name. You have it pulled up.
Mhm.
Uh the girl who plays Finn, is it Finn? I think you said Flynn and it's actually Finn Jones.
Oh, you're probably right.
But the girl who's his opposite, I forget her name off the top of my head.
Who's his opposite? You mean that plays Colleen, Jessica?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Jessica
Jessica
Henwick?
Henwick.
Yeah.
Yes. So we had mentioned a couple 2 or 3 weeks ago that she turned down the role in Shang-Chi as uh
His sister.
his sister because she was hopeful that she was going to return to the MCU
Yeah.
as what was her name again?
Colleen?
Colleen. Yeah.
Yeah, Colleen
And that
Wing.
I
Sorry.
at the time I was like, "Oh man, they're rewriting so much. I don't That's a bummer. That's not going to happen." And now with the reviving of these Netflix characters, like good on you. Like that's bet. Like good
Yeah.
for you. I'm happy she did that because that would cause a problem. Now, like had she taken that role and then
Hmm.
now they revived all this shit, what would they fucking do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Which one gets recast? You know?
exactly, yeah. So I am so happy and I hope that the Iron Fist cast comes back because I know a lot of people were really upset about Iron Fist. I wasn't a huge fan of season 2 myself.
Same. Yeah.
But season 1 was fire. The Defenders was fire. That kid kills it in that role. Same with Jessica Chenwick. Chenwick?
Jessica Henwick.
Henwick. Fuck. Uh my brain isn't working today. If nobody knows this, but I'm very hungover. I had a 3:30 in the morning kind of night. Anyways, Jessica Henwick, yes. I want to see those characters back in these roles. I think they nailed it. I loved it. Season 2
They
was
just
a
need
little
better writing, which they
cheesy, yeah, on
didn't
the writing
have.
side,
Yeah.
but the characters are great. The actors and actresses that are playing those characters are nailing those roles, and I want all of those people back. Yes, please. With better writing, which we'll have with the MCU. Yes, please.
The the only thing that I would be
I
very
almost just took my shit. I literally just out of like for no reason, I was like, I'm gonna drink that, and I was like, wait, that's the closeout shot. What am I doing?
it's not,
Uh,
you can drink it. Because we will pause before then. Um the in For me, the only way that I would be more excited for recasting of like Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and stuff like that is if they're going to age them down to match like Spider Man, like Tom Holland. Just
I
because
don't
I really
think,
enjoyed the Spectacular Spider Man animated series where they're all, like the same age. Other
yeah,
than that,
I just
like I
don't,
love the actors that have played all of these roles. I just
yeah,
want to see them have better writing behind them.
I just don't think you can do that because the age that a lot of those characters got their powers, because not all of those characters like had those powers, were much older already. Like Jessica
Hmm.
Jones, she was experimented on as a child. You know what I mean? Like, and then
Right.
progressed into her. So I don't know. I mean, I like that idea. I just don't know if they'll be able
I
to
just like
execute that. Yeah.
that iteration from the animated series. So if they were going to recast, be like, okay, let's all
Yeah.
go like
If they were gonna like reboot all of those characters,
yeah,
yes.
exactly. That's thank you for phrasing it better as I'm stumbling over my words.
It's I just as of right now, I don't think that's gonna happen. So
Yeah.
we
And
get
I'm
the
I'm
which is
fine with
great because
keeping
I
the run.
love those characters and I love the actors and actresses that are portraying those characters. They look great. They do great. I love Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones.
Oh, yeah.
I was, and I think we talked about it years ago on this podcast. I was a little worried about it because she is. I mean, I love Kristen Ritter, and not that she's ever going to hear this, but she's always been a supporting character, not like a lead. And so I was a little nervous with her stepping into the Jessica Jones role. But two things she did that made me feel really good. She got rid of those bangs that she is famously known for. Uh, and she bulked up a little bit, and she murders this role so in a good way.
Mhm.
She kills it. That's the word I should have used. She kills it. It's so good. I love Kristen Ritter. I've always thought she was pretty attractive. In Jessica Jones, she's very attractive.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Like, please and thank you. More of this. Why
Like
with the bangs,
a
Kristen?
lot more.
Why?
Well, I think that was just like a period of time of people being like, "You're kind of like Zoe Deschanel, but not quite." So she's like,
No.
"I can do this,"
Yeah.
and
Oh
then
no.
she stopped doing that, and it was better. I love her as the Jessica Jones role as well.
Yeah.
Again, it's of the Netflix Marvel shows. Their season twos weren't that great, except for
Jessica
Daredevil.
Jones had 3 seasons.
I didn't watch the third season. Sorry, and I didn't watch the second season of Luke Cage.
Or you're gonna have to now because
I
those characters are fucking relevant now.
I will. It just I didn't watch them right away, and then I let the internet influence me way more than I'd like to admit. Um, Also, getting off
Yeah.
that topic,
Yeah.
there we should be. There's rumors that we're going to be getting another Deadpool and Wolverine trailer soon.
Yeah.
That's about all we know.
That's
I,
it.
I'm ready for it.
We
Sweet.
read it. We want it.
Good night. Bye. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Um, and then the last thing is that for nerd news is that we
Oh no, you froze.
read that for the upcoming Spider-Man 4 movie with Tom Holland is that did I? Am I still frozen?
You're back
Let it
now.
go. Let it go. Okay. Uh,
Do you want to build a snowman?
I'll start that over. Do your
Just keep going. Because
Okay.
it came through afterwards, but just
Okay,
reiterate with
cool.
Spider-Man 4.
So
Yeah.
for Spider-Man 4, we read that with Tom Holland's character as Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, he is going to, now that his aunt is dead, his uncle's dead, he has no parents. He lost, as we saw at the end of Spider-Man Nowhere Home, he lost his girlfriend and his best friend. All of the Avengers have forgotten, not all, but we'll see how that plays out.
In
Uh,
theory, all, but we'll yeah.
all the Avengers have forgotten his identity, which really sets up the Stark tech doesn't recognize Peter Parker anymore, so he had to make his own suit instead of having the amped up suit that Tony made for him. So we're kind of getting now the beginning of Spider-Man. But with the beginning of Spider-Man, Tom Holland's Peter Parker is going to kind of fade away. He doesn't have anybody to connect with, and he's going to lean further into his Spider-Man persona rather than his Peter Parker persona. I think this is really cool.
I'm really excited about this concept of Spider-Man is his main identity.
Hmm.
And we know that it works really well in modern day grounded street level superhero films because of Matt Reeves' The Batman,
Hmm.
where Bruce Wayne was like the side character,
Hmm.
like that's the mask, quote
Hmm.
unquote. I'm excited to see how they do this because there's also been like not really leaks but reports that throughout Spider-Man 4 he's really only going to have one ally, and we know that through rumors that it's going to be Daredevil. Yeah. Okay, Eddie Munson, we get it. Yeah. But that's really cool. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, as you're wearing a Stranger Things esque shirt, uh, I'm stoked on this.
Yeah.
You had other
Multiple
things you wanted to
villains
talk about. Yeah.
announced. Multiple villains announced. Scorpion finally making his return since
Yes.
Spider-Man 1, Homecoming. He had a very small role and then had a cameo at the end of the movie. Very menacing. And now, did I freeze again? It
No.
looks like I froze. Okay. And now it looks like he's coming back. Kingpin, um, and more. I forgot. I forgot him off the
The
top of my head.
Vulture.
I also read that there's going to be a new love interest. That Zendaya will have and this is all speculation. I don't know shit, but that Zendaya will have a cameo, part in the movie rather than like an actual role in the movie. I think it's going to be part of Peter letting go of Peter Parker and
Hmm.
flipping onto Spider-Man's persona rather than. And so for me, I wonder if that character is going to be Black Cat.
That would be really cool because there's rumors that Donald Glover will be back,
Mhm.
but actually as the Prowler,
That'd be
which is
dope.
cool because we got a glimpse of him kind of in his Prowler like armor
Into
in
the not into yeah
across the Spider Verse.
the
Yeah,
cross. Fuck.
ah! Which I mean, I'm here for it. It just sounds hot.
I love Donald Glover, so yeah,
Yeah,
give me that. It's Mike Donald, and I want it now.
call
Call
J
Kevin
P
Feige.
Peters. I like how we went the same way but did different things. No, it's gonna be. I mean, none of them have let me down so far for
It
the Spider-Man films.
it really, I think what they're going for is we got Tobey Maguire. I think nailed it the most. With sorry, Andrew, I love you. Um, but I think the Toby's character nailed it the most with him being cut off from everyone, living in that tiny apartment, and you know what I mean. Like
Hmm.
he barely making ends meet, but still pushing on to be Spider-Man. And I
Yeah,
think that that's where they're leaning with this. They showed at the end of Spider-Man 3 that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is in a small apartment. He's getting his GED because he can't graduate high school now, because
yeah,
nobody even knows who he is. You know what I mean? Like, uh, I think they're leaning heavily into that aspect of Peter Parker's journey, and I think that's really cool because uh, we know if you've read the comics or watched the cartoons, Peter Parker is very depressed. He's sad. and he doesn't like being Spider-Man, but he knows that don't fucking say it, I'm gonna, with great power comes great
I
responsibility.
was
And
going
he take
to go Civil War and be like, when you can do the things that he can do and you don't, and the bad things happen, that's on you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he just kind of takes it on even though he doesn't fucking want to. And I
Yeah.
think they're leading more into that because in the beginning of it, he was very like, "Woo, this is awesome! I'm really here for it. I want to do this. Put me on the team, put me in, coach."
Yeah.
And now it's going to be on the back half of it. Like I lost everyone because of this. I lost my friends, my family, my
Struggles to pay
girlfriend.
rent,
Now I'm
struggles to keep
alone.
the fridge
Yeah, and
full.
Spider-Man is the only thing I have left.
Yeah.
And that is Spider-Man. That's what Spider-Man's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but
100%.
yeah, that's what we want.
We want sad and hot tea.
We're elder emos over here. We want yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Talk about our next sponsor. I don't want to linger on this too much longer.
you're in the wrong spot, buddy. We already did both our sponsors.
You're right, we did. Okay, sweet.
I was like, did we get a third sponsor?
Now I feel weird for keep saying that we want sad and hot Spider-Man because I
Is
wanted
that why
because I thought I was laying it up. I completely forgot that we moved our sponsor spot. Sweet. Before we close out this episode,
it's so
I'm gonna
fucking
go
funny.
jump in the bath with a toaster. We're gonna do that, but we're fuck
Yes.
me, bud. So
Yes.
we're gonna close out this episode.
Right before we close out this episode, we are going to talk about our honorable mentions. Chadley, Chaddison, Chad Hilson. What do you got?
Ooh, that was a good progression there. I mean, I've been watching a bunch of Dimension 20 D&D live play. But also I've been watching more of the TV show Bodies on Netflix. It's interesting. I'm intrigued. I'm not 100% sold on it, but my brain won't let me not finish it. So it's at least doing something right. What about you? What do you have for honorable mentions?
I unfortunately do not have any honorable mentions this week. We are movie. Oh, I have one. I only watched one episode of it. It's called Sugar. It's Colin Farrell. It's his new like gritty crime series on Apple TV. Uh, other than that, our lives have been consumed by packing and getting ready for our move into our new house out in St. Cloud. So, um,
Whoop, whoop.
not a lot of TV watching has been going on over here, and when it is, it's like Scrubs at
Yeah.
bedtime. Which don't get me wrong, I love Scrubs, but it's just kind of background noise because
Yeah,
the
it
kid
just
screams through the whole thing until he
and
falls asleep. So
rewatching stuff that you've seen 4 or 5 times anyways.
yeah, yeah. So not a
Comfort TV.
ton going on there, but that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Well, now is the point of the show where we start just rambling off shit that sounds like it could be.
We start begging for money.
Yeah, it's gonna sound a lot like copy and or the side effects of a new life-saving drug. So if you really like the show and you want to support us, the best way to do that is to, like Jake said, give us your money. We would really appreciate it. The best way to do that is to go to buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. It's a monthly subscription, and you get behind the scenes, you get bonus content, member exclusive merch. It's honestly the best way to support the show. If you don't want to do that, we understand. Lame. But you can always go to allthingsnerdpod.com. Sorry. And check out our merch store. That's a great way. It's a one-time purchase. You get something in return. Also a great way to support the show. If you don't want to give us your money at all, again, lame, but we totally understand. Just like, share, subscribe, follow us on social medias, all of them. That's honestly super helpful. Anyways, I know we say lame. It's because it's funny. But
And we are funny, damn it.
we are. There's T-shirts and stickers to prove it. We really appreciate it. Also, from our Trivial Nerd Suit sponsor of Digicat Tech, if you're on the need of any sort of digital marketing, sales strategies, or just
Website building,
just trying
anything.
to expand whatever you have going on, check out digicattech.com. Reach out to Marty. He's a fucking wizard. We love him over here. If you like other nerdy stuff, especially Dungeons and Dragons, and are looking for a live play D&D podcast, check out the Kobolds in the Basement podcast. It's bi-weekly. It's hosted by yours truly, Chad, from the All Things Nerd podcast. In our most recent episode, Jake was a part of it. He was there. It was a good time. But most importantly, we just want to say thank you. We love you. Thank you for your support. We love you.
We love you.
Can I say thank you again? Yeah, I'm going to say thank you again. But in all seriousness, this has been the All Things Nerd podcast.